Colts connected to potential Shedeur Sanders trade. The Indianapolis Colts have made a choice in their quarterback competition. Daniel Jones will begin Week 1 as the starter, with 2023 number 4 overall pick Anthony Richardson being his primary backup. For Richardson, this could be the beginning of the end for his time with the Colts. With that being said, Indianapolis does not have a great long-term franchise quarterback option. Jones could be a solid starter in 2025, but Chris Ballard and the front office will need to figure out a plan for years to come. Keeping that in mind, could a trade materialize for the Colts to bring in a young quarterback? How about Cleveland Browns rookie 5th-round pick Shedeur Sanders? Sanders has received a lot of hype since being drafted by the Browns. However, he is facing a major uphill battle to find playing time in Cleveland. Joe Flacco has won the starting job there, while Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel are also on the roster. Andy Quach of Cleveland Browns on SI has taken a look at which NFL teams should trade for Sanders. At the top of the list was Indianapolis. Shedeur Sanders would instantly be the most promising quarterback in the room for Indianapolis. He could do quite a bit of damage alongside Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman Jr., and Josh Downs, Quach wrote. In his NFL debut as the starter for the Browns in the preseason opener against the Carolina Panthers, Sanders looked sharp. He completed 14 of his 23 pass attempts for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions, while also running for 19 yards on 4 attempts. Unfortunately, he was unable to play in the team's second preseason game due to an oblique injury. He will be playing in the 3rd week of preseason action. While it's unlikely that Sanders will be placed on the trade block, the Colts should monitor his situation. Richardson is clearly not the guy for Indianapolis long-term. Making a move for Sanders would make a lot of sense. No one should expect this trade idea to come to fruition, but it's food for thought. There is no question that Sanders would immediately bring some life to the Colts. It's even possible that he could work his way onto the field during the 2025 season. For more on the Cleveland Browns, Indianapolis Colts, and general NFL news, head over to Newsweek Sports. The rumor didn't arrive the way rumors usually do, through a whisper on a hot mic or the shadowy corners of an agent's text thread. It came as a spark, a stray ember kicked up by a podcast host between ad reads for meal kits and grooming tools. The Indianapolis Colts, quietly, curiously, connected to a potential trade for Shedeur Sanders. In a city that prides itself on straight lines and right angles, the grid of downtown streets, the exactness of the speedway, there is a thrill in the crookedness of maybes. The news slalomed across locker rooms and living rooms alike, carving questions into the ice of certainty. Shedeur Sanders? In Horseshoe Blue? Inside the Colts facility, the hum changed pitch. Scouts who'd spent the summer driving two-lane highways to observe tight ends at dawn suddenly dug out old notes from Boulder, estimates of arm talent coded like classified documents. Seam splitter, off-platform accuracy, post-snap ice water. A quarterback's coach took a dry erase marker to the timing rings on the practice field and shaded new angles. Questions inside questions. Could Shedeur produce in the Colts' tempo-heavy attack? Could his poise sharpen their 2-minute drill into a scalpel? In the upstairs offices, general manager chatter condensed into delicate lines of cap math and chessboard futures. Trades don't exist in a vacuum. They ripple across a franchise like a stone on water. Picks are not only numbers. They're calendar pages, they're futures markets, they're what-ifs in the language of front offices. The room smelled faintly of coffee and rubber bands. On a whiteboard, cost //fit /timeline. Down in the locker room, it felt different, less math, more pulse. Players have a sixth sense for the currents beneath the surface. A veteran center shrugged in that way linemen do, shoulders like granite cliffs. If he's the guy, he's the guy, he said to no one in particular, taping his fingers like a ritual. A young receiver opened his phone and watched college highlights. Sanders rolling left, threading a post between 2 defenders, the ball's nose carving the exact corridor the route promised. He said, and smiled like a kid seeing fireworks up close. Indianapolis itself put the rumor through its own weather. Baristas debated cadence as they steamed milk. He's got that late snap patience, you know? An Uber driver swore he had it on good authority that a private jet had been chartered, though the exact airport changed every time he told it. At a minor league diamond on the city's edge, a dad, cap bent, gave his kid a quick quarterback clinic between innings using an apple and a mustard packet. "See, the reed moves," he said, pointing at a flock of geese overhead. You keep your feet honest and your eyes lying. Every franchise tells itself a story. For the Colts, the chapters are etched in quarterback runes. A stoic icon, a generational savant, a sudden retirement that felt like a power outage at dusk. The team has been writing and rewriting the same paragraph ever since, seeking, drafting, bridging, hoping. A rumor like this isn't just a headline, it's a pen passed to a new hand. Shedeur's game, in the imagination of Colts partisans, arrived like film projected onto a blank wall. The calm pocket drift, the subtle shoulder feints that slid safeties half a step, the collagen of bravado and precision. There were other parts, too, the public poise, the glare against doubters. Indiana is polite. Indiana also remembers. A quarterback who can both nod to tradition and clap back at chaos? That's the sort of paradox Midwesterners can toast to, with quiet pride, naturally. Of course, a trade is never merely about talent. It's about translation. Dropping a quarterback into a system is like grafting a branch onto a living tree. Will it take? Can it share sap? The Colts' offense, a restless carousel of motions and leverage, would need a pilot who can count the mirror images and opt for the right one at speed. Shedeur's tape said yes. The league's skepticism said slow down. Somewhere between those poles, the rumor thrived, drawing electricity from both. Late one evening, as a thunderstorm stitched light across the summer sky, the team's head coach sat in his office and clicked through cut-ups. Flood concepts, dagger families, the quiet geometry of spacing done right. He watched Shedeur hitch and reset, watched him refuse the first throw for the better one, watched him take a hit and never let his eyes blink into panic. He didn't smile exactly. Coaches don't smile for ghosts. But he exhaled with the satisfaction of a craftsman recognizing compatible grain. Meanwhile, on the other end of the rumor, somewhere beyond cornfields and toll booths, the quarterback at the center of it all went about his routine. Footwork in the morning, film in the afternoon, an evening of toggling between confidence and hunger. The engine that makes modern quarterbacks. If he heard the noise, he tucked it behind the same rib where he stores the fourth quarter clock. The great ones edit reality as fiercely as coordinators edit playbooks. The fan base lived in the in-between. The speculation shows, the anonymous accounts, the reshared screenshots with red circles and cryptic airport codes.